Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Anne. In this video, I'll be featuring a couple of products, and these are stackable watercolor cases and a ceramic watercolor palette. But mainly, I'll be speaking about this stackable watercolor cases, or I think they're also called Jenga cases. Okay, so these stackable cases are available in three colors. This one is forest green, and this next one is the pale wisteria, and I don't have the sakura pink one. So here's what a standard set looks like. It has a lid and one layer of case. So the lid also serves as a mixing palette. You get three quite shallow mixing wells here. Of course, this is plastic. I do expect some staining. So here in the corners, you can see magnets. Hopefully they don't come loose, but if it does, I think, place just super glue under them. I'm unsure what those slots are for. So here's the case itself. So as you can see here, there are magnets on the ends. These ends are removable. There are magnets on top and at the bottom, on each side. This is why these cases are stackable. The length of the whole case is 21 centimeters. The length of the inner case where you insert the pans is approximately at 19.5 centimeters. The width of the body is at 6.5 centimeters. And the thickness without the lid is at 1.2 or 3 centimeters. So there are two ways to open the lid. Here you can just lift it, or which is much more easier, is to just slide it off. And I love how these magnets are quite snappy. So here I will demonstrate how I take off the ends. It does look a bit of a struggle, but it's quite easy. I like that the ends are interchangeable and I don't have to keep track whether I got it from the left or right side, and that I can use it with the other cases as well. So currently this is where my Rosa Gallery paints live. So I'm very happy that these pans fit this case. If you're wondering why are the other pans not sliding off, it is because I stuck the paper packaging paint name on the side. I'm just happy that it still fits, although it's a bit snug. Here I'll be testing it out with my other half pans. This one is the half pan from the 36-piece Mei Liang palette. This pan will not fit vertically, but horizontally it will fit, but it's kind of wobbly. And this half pan is from Codman. which I honestly forgot I had. And this one is from my Mailiang 52-piece set, which is the regular size of any other half pan. And this half pan is from Sennelier. I hope I'm saying that correctly. This is also a pan that I completely forgot I had, along with that Cotman pan. I believe I purchased this pre-pandemic 2019. And here is how you place the ends back. All you need is to align the slots. It snaps back right in. Okay, so using this case with my Rosa Gallery paints pan and also with my White Knights pans, I can fit 7 paints in one row and then 21 paints in the whole case. For the half pans, you can fit 12 paints in a row and 36 in the whole case. By the way, I just want to mention that these are not sponsored, okay? I bought these with my own money and I will be linking the store where I got this from. Honestly, if I had started my watercolor journey with this case, I would not have purchased different metal palettes just because of the stacking ability of this case. It is such a space saver if you ask me. But there are a few cons for me using this case. For one, I cannot fit my magnetic pans in this case. I know it defeats the purpose of having magnetic pans, but I would still have loved to have that option. The second con for me is it's going to be tedious to move your paints around using this case. And another one, although this is not an immediate issue for me, I think for traveling, if you're going to at least be bringing 2 to 3 cases, it is best to secure it with an elastic or a ribbon, just because there will be some slippage, I'm sure of it. Unless the bag that you're using is quite snug and there's no room for movement. And like I mentioned earlier, there is a possibility that the magnets might come loose. And also the overall packaging is plastic. Breakage is also a possibility. But one huge pro for plastic cases is that it is not going to rust. One more good thing that you can do with these cases is that you can print the brand names of your paints and you can stick them to the side of the case. Okay, I forgot to show here. This one layer of case can fit any regular 24-piece metal case. And one more thing, it is going to be hard to make swatch cards for this particular case unless you do what I did with this one. I mentioned on my last video that I was making individual swatch cards for my paints. So I had this excess bits of watercolor paper that, I don't know, it fits in this rows of the case. These swatch cards for me is a must-have because I have so many paints and it helps me to keep track of how they look like. Okay, so another nifty thing about this case is that if you are someone who's using a limited set of watercolors, you can fit like here a mechanical pencil, a drawing pen, and here I even tried to place like a small ruler, especially watercolor brushes that's good for traveling, and maybe even a mini rubber eraser. You will be pretty much good to go for plein air. And now I will be shortly talking about this ceramic watercolor mixing palette. I do not necessarily need this. I do have a lot of mixing palettes that are quite very usable to me, but I bought this just for making these videos because I find that I'm unable to fit in some of my mixing palettes in the video when I do some, a bit of painting. Okay, just for size comparison, I placed the pans on the wells just for you to see how cute these mixing wells are. The depth of the wells are quite decent enough for me. They're not that deep and they're not that shallow as well. Let's just say that this is going to be good enough for making small paintings. Here I'm just playing pretend just to see how it fits inside the video along with my watercolor sketchbook. Okay, so I guess that is going to be it for this video. I hope I was able to give you some insight regarding this stackable Jenga watercolor cases and this ceramic palettes. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up, and if you are into affordable watercolors and art materials, please do not forget to subscribe. So for now, wherever you are, please do take care, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye!